Hello, Mishpacha, it's Courtney, America's Jewish mother. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm here today with day 2 of Lindsay of Lindsay's Book Lives and my holiday book exchange. And also my December TBR. So I'm going to unwrap the book that Lindsay sent me for day 2 of Hanukkah / our holiday book exchange first, and then I will get into my TBR for the month of December. So this one says, another book to add to your collection by this author and maybe an Indigathon book for next year. So this has to be something by Louise Erdrich. I mean, there's like no way it's not a Louise Erdrich book because I've read 5 or 6 of her books at this point. So I'm guessing it's probably The Night Watchman. So let us see. Which would be good because I would quite like to read that. It is The Night Watchman, recent winner of the Pulitzer Prize. So I'm very excited to have this, especially because not that long ago, Scott from Gunpowder Fiction and Plot was reading this and DNF'd it, and I had to clutch my pearls a little bit, and so I messaged him and asked him why he DNF'd it, and he said that there was a talking dog and a rubber-suited sex mer oxen, and I was like, I don't even know what that means, but now I want to read this book and find out. So yeah, I'll let you know about the rubber-suited mer oxen. So thank you for this, Lindsay. I am very glad to add this to my collection by Louise Erdrich, and hopefully I will like it way more than Scott did. So, okay, so on to the December TBR. One thing that's happening in December is Kevi of Say Kevi and Berna of Berna's Bookish Adventures, and I think one other person, I don't remember who, I will link whoever it is down below, my apologies, are hosting an Agatha Christie readathon, basically. And I'm not going to do all of the prompts for it, but I do want to read at least one Agatha Christie book in honor of their readathon. So for that, I'm planning to listen to the 3rd book in the Miss Marple series as an audiobook. This is called The Moving Finger. So that's on my December TBR. I also have another book that I don't physically have here. Actually, I have more than one book that I don't physically have here that I want to read. So one is for the Reading Women Challenge to fulfill one of the last prompts that I still have yet to do. This one is, I think, a memoir by an Indigenous writer. I think that's the prompt. If not, I'll put what the actual prompt is somewhere around here. But I want to read for that Ernestine Hayes' book, Blonde Indian and Alaska Native Memoir, and I have that on hold as an ebook for my library. I also need to read the last book in my own personal Arab American literature project, which I'm on track with. So every month I have read one book by an Arab American writer. So for December, I think I'm going to end with Hisham Matar's novel In the Country of Men, which again I'm planning to read as an ebook. I would also like to get to Laila Lalami's Conditional Citizens, which was on in at least like 1 or more rounds of the BookTube Prize earlier this year. It didn't make it to the finals, but yeah, it seems really interesting, and especially having liked 2 of Laila Lalami's fiction books that I've read so far, I'm interested to read her nonfiction book. So, alright, on to things I actually have physical copies of to hold up and show you. So, I do have a couple of carryovers. The Philip Roth book that I'm reading with Sandy of Misery's a Lot. Sabbath Theater is in the other room, but we're going to finish that up in the next couple of days, so I'm not technically putting that on my TBR, even though I will finish it in December. I will also still be reading into December the Mythical Man Month by Fred Brooks Jr., which I have not made very much progress on. I will also be continuing the Books of Jacob by Olga Tokarczuk. I'm happy to report that I have made it through books 1 and 2 of this big behemoth tome. So I am over 200 pages in at this point, so that's exciting. So progress is being made, and if I stick to my 21 pages a day, I will finish this by the end of the year. Also in December, thanks to you, my viewers, books. I will also, not really. Like I told somebody in the comments of the video where I asked, where I polled y'all about this. I am a free agent, and I could have said no if I wanted to, but so many people egged me on, and someone, I won't say who, Kim, double dog dared me to read both the books of Jacob and Dostoyevsky's The Idiot at the same time. So I'll be reading The Idiot in December by Dostoyevsky, the Richard Pevear and Larissa Volokhonsky translation. So this book is, I believe, 615 pages. Yes, that's right. So if I've done the math correctly, if I read 21 pages of this a day, I can finish it by the end of December too. So there you go. It doesn't seem that overwhelming when, you know, you think of it as, okay, well, I only have to read 21 pages of The Idiot a day and 21 pages of the books of Jacob a day. So that's not too bad. So looking forward to reading this Dostoyevsky. I will also be reading, since I'm reading two long, somewhat intimidating books, I'll also be reading some shorter things. So one of those will be Jericho Brown's The Tradition, which was not that long ago sent to me, and a signed copy, no less, by my wonderful former dissertation advisor. That's the postcard that she sent me that's in there as a bookmark, I guess. So I will be reading this in December and looking forward to that. I will also be reading a second poetry collection in December, and this is to fulfill the last Reading Women Challenge prompt, which I believe is to read a South American writer in translation. So this is The Galloping Hour, French Poems by Alejandra Pizarnik, and this is actually going to be a reread for me. I read this back in 2019 and didn't really like it very much, so I'm trying to like give it a second chance and think maybe I'll like it better this time. So Alejandra Pizarnik was an Argentine and also Jewish poet who had a kind of short and tumultuous life, and I believe she committed suicide in her 30s, I think. So yeah, but she's supposed to be very renowned. And these were poems that she wrote in French, as implied by the title, so they're translated into English by, Patricio Ferrari. Yeah. Translated by Patricio Ferrari and Forrest Gander. Oh, that's interesting because Forrest Gander was married to the late C.D. Wright, whose poetry volume Shellcross I read in October. So that's interesting. Interesting little connection there. So this has the French on one side of the page and then the English translation on the other side of the page. And my French is kind of rusty at this point, but I'm still going to try to read both the French and the English for comparative purposes. So yeah, hopefully, like I said, I'll like this better this time. We'll see. I will also be reading in December Disintegration by Eugene Robinson. So this is a work of nonfiction, and basically Robinson kind of talks about how the African American community has been divided into different segments. And this book is a little dated at this point, but it's one of these books that's been on my physical TBR for a while, and I'm trying to get to it. So it was published in 2010, so it looks like he argues that there are now sort of 4 groups that comprise Black America, so a mainstream middle-class majority, a large abandoned minority, a small transcendent elite, and 2 newly emergent groups, individuals of mixed race heritage and communities of recent Black immigrants. So yeah, I guess this is a kind of like sociological approach, it seems like, that Eugene Robinson is taking. So I guess we'll see how I like it. So that is everything that I am planning to read in the month of December. So if you have thoughts about any of these books, or about Louise Erdrich's The Night Watchman that Lindsay sent me in our holiday book exchange, I would love to hear that. Please feel free to let me know that down in the comments below. Thank you for watching this. I hope everyone is staying healthy and well. I hope you're doing good reading whatever you're reading. I'll see you again tomorrow, and would it kill you to call you mother?